And we skipped over it a little bit in the beginning, so I'm going to go back through. We are leading the first wave with ST1 and Joe Kellerman. Parker Berry bringing up P2 in ST1. And a little unusual, but not unheard of, Super Unlimited, the unlimited class for ST, is actually second in our first wave here. So we have Arthur Soltis with a really fast 134 flat. Brian Fessler behind that. Eric and Robert and Curtis bringing up the rear there. In ST2, we have Craig Capaldi with a 139.8, so a nice gap. I think you'll see ST1 and SU pull away pretty quick and give the ST2 drivers a pretty good open air start here. So we got Craig Capaldi on pole with Nick Smithers, Greg Vanucci, Matthias Schaub, Andrew Stevens, Tyler Chantrain in the Corvette, Christopher Heinzen also in the Corvette, but I think he might not be out on track because he has been running HPDE, so we'll see if we see him out there. That takes us through to ST4 with David Sharp and a 139.4, so this should be interesting because he is technically faster than ST2, the class above him, but the remainder of the class is a little bit slower, so that's going to be a really good start. On P2 and ST4 is Keith Niswanda. He's just rebuilt his BMW after a off-track accident at a previous event, and that thing is looking like it is in fighting form. We got wide body kits and engine scoops, so keep an eye out for that AccuSeal 318, I think it is. Hard to miss, got the shortened trunk.
Yes, yes.
And then ST5 being led out by Jonathan Davis with a 140.7, and he's in a Miata, supercharged Miata. We got Jess Strutler, S2000, Ryan Power, Derek Sharp, Darius Coman, Charlie Baruth, Stephen McKay, and Cagri, or Charlie Yilmaz, rounding out the bottom there. Now, this should be interesting because Charlie would be about P4 if he had not had any issues with dyno or impound, but I know he's ballasted up, so I am excited to see how he does with all that power and a couple extra pounds on board.
He is quite the wheelman, but he might have run into dyno issues or weight issues because he is actually running a different chassis than he normally runs. He typically runs an NC Miata, but now he is running a 3 Series BMW, I believe.
Yeah, E46 3 Series, I believe.
Yes.
All right, we have the pace car on screen here, and that is ST1 behind them. You can see some people starting to scrub the stones off their tires, put a smidgen of heat in there.
Yeah, get those brakes warmed up too. Normally on your pace lap, one of the techniques you can do is drag your brake, and that's why you see them start, stop, build the temp into the brakes, and then have that bleed off into the tire because it'll heat the tire up.
Yes, and getting some heat is going to be super important as we have some of those mixed classes that we covered earlier. Some of the fast guys will be behind here, and that should be really interesting. So who has the most heat will probably have the best start.
I can't wait. I'm just sitting here itching, ready for the green flag.
Ah, there we are on board with
David Sharp.
Oh, thank you very much. And that is Ryan Power in front of him. Looks like we are coming through keyhole. Nope.
Nope. Turn 7.
Yep.
It's because the Honda bridge ain't there.
I know, it's such a landmark of identification. And that's Ryan Power in front, and I believe Jeff Stutler ahead of him. Looks like he's putting some heat in the tires.
I believe that is Jeff Stutler ahead of him.
Thank you.
Over the top of turn 9 here, the corner that is blind. Takes a massive commitment.
Yep, and now we are in Thunder Valley. There we go. That looks like we're on board with Ryan Power now.
Yes, we are. I think he really wants to get this race going by the way he's shaking that car around.
He's pretty light, so he's got to find a way to put some heat in those tires. I've talked with Ryan off track, and I think his probably biggest concern is finding a way to get heat in them because he is so light. And this massive 55 car field here today is not the most opportune way to heat up tires because it is a dense field. You got to watch your mirrors. You don't want to wiggle into anybody. So it shall be interesting.
especially with the amount of cars that we have on track, it will not take very long for the overall leader to be lapping cars.
What do you think? 2 laps?
That could be. That could be because we have cars exiting Thunder Valley right now, just as the front pack is starting to form up for the start of this.
All right, bringing up through. We are on the start line down here under double yellow conditions as that pace car brings them all around, and it looks like that is American Hire Extreme coming by now. Yep. Which means the front of the pack is probably about at equal, so our race is about to kick off.
And we have CMC forming up with their standing start right in front of us. Always an exciting part of racing, standing starts.
Yeah, standing starts are a ton of fun. They're super nerve-wracking, and I know the first couple, not uncommon to sort of dump that clutch and get a little bit of wheel spin going.
Well, you just hope that everybody ahead of you has gotten away successfully.
Yeah, that is another variable with standing starts. I'm going to peek my head over here while we watch here, and you watch the monitor, and we'll see if I see any action.
Waiting for racing against Paul Rady, who normally runs in time trial 4. He's our flag man. Oh, we got the green on the back.
There we go.
There we go.
ST1 leading us off. So let's watch the action as they disappear behind for Madness. Second wave coming around. Go, nice lift start, grouping the cars together. Good grouping on this start.
Yeah.
Again, hard to do with 55 cars.
Go down.
CMC waiting for their go. And they are off into Madness. Looks like coming into Thunder Valley, all cars are clean. I don't see any tire smoke on the screen. And we are starting now to get single file as people are trying to find clean air to pick up some speed.
Yeah, we're on board with David Shart. He's second behind Jonathan Davis, or I'm going to assume that he's in second in class. Oh, that is tight.
Yeah, that is a nice tight turn. You might get a little bit of jump on Davis. All right, coming out of Keyhole, CMC is putting some space between them real quick. Is that Kent in front?
Yes, it's Kent. Kent Owens in front. Series leader with Derek Wright following. 9:30.
Let's watch them as they come into the braking zone for Madness. This is usually a very dramatic first turn. And it looks like the leaders are through clear without much issue.
Yeah, Derek and Kent have been racing together. There's a lot of respect and camaraderie there. And really, in the entire class in itself, there's a lot of respect and camaraderie there.
That's definitely something that NASA Great Lakes does really well. You run with the same guys a few times over. You know how they drive. If you have an issue on track, it's an easy conversation. You guys correct for the next outing. It's really like a brotherhood, family, sisterhood, whatever you call it. Everyone is really cooperative, even though they're all competitors. So let's see. It looks like CMC there is getting some good pace out front as they exit Carousel.
Yeah, they're just going through there like a snake.
Let's see, back on board with Prime Power here. Behind is that Coleman in the ST5 S2000. Yeah, coming in. Okay, coming back under turn 1 here. So this is right to the entrance of turn 1. Little bit of braking zone before a fast left-hander. And that will be ST1 or SU picking up. So now we're going to start seeing some mixed class racing as ST1 and SU are starting to work their way up through the field. Little bit of drift there out of 913 coming into the keyhole. Looked like he had a good run on Kemp, but maybe lost some speed in that drift.
That's just the way Derek likes to drive. He's just doing it for Dale.
Getting some good distance there. Looks like a good exit for Kent. GTS 4 and all those beautiful Porsches coming through turn 1.
Now that's a glorious noise.
That is a glorious. Ooh, a little bit of tire smoke out of Kent. Derek putting some pressure on.
I believe overall leader Brian Faster is going to be lapping this the CMC leaders here shortly. You'll recognize that name because he just won overall at the Ultimate Track in Virginia International Raceway, which that car is just an animal and Brian is an animal as a driver, so
Yes,
it all makes sense.
Yes, indeed. All right, we are back in Addington ST5. Ryan Power getting a lot of distance back on Komen. That could be a little bit of a power to weight advantage. Is he going to sneak a nose out for the outside?
Tail end of American Iron Extreme just passes under the crossover bridge in turn 1. What we got here?
A little bit wide looking to me.
I believe this is Jeff Wood. Yes, yep, I believe this is Jeff Wood. And Spec Iron.
Chasing up through the pack. Looks like maybe P3 and Spec Iron.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit of a wiggle there, too. He throws it back into that right-hander under the former Honda bridge now.
I believe that's Chris Williams ahead of him.
All right, coming into Keyhole again.
This is the battle I always love to watch.
Oh, we have a tight race here in CMC, and it looks like Derek got a little better exit. Will he be able to give Kent any pressure here at Madness?
Yeah, here they go. They're lapping. That's
Specky
Griffith.
46.
Yes.
Coming into the braking zone for Madness. This is a great section to watch. Which that Specky 46 wrecking some braking zones. Is Derek going to give a nose? Ooh, very close. Kent very fortunate using that traffic as a great pick to put a little more distance between him and Derek.
Yeah, as you can see right there on the right of your screen, there's Brian Fassler coming through this field. Oh, there he is. You'll see that car just blow by these. Well, I won't say slow cars, but I think they are actually faster than our cars, Chris. But
everything's faster than a Miata, almost. And nothing is faster than Tesla. All right, we are back in the ST5 battle over Crest. Catching Jeff. Very
right on
close. Great bumper-to-bumper racing as we come through Honda Bridge. Looking over at GTS 4, it looks like they are now overtaking the Specky 46. So we'll have to watch for any moves there as that traffic presents an opportunity for passing.
So far, so good. I mean, very professionally driven, driving, and very calculated, very patient.
Yeah,
we see that.
We've had no flags. I haven't seen any body contact. The start looked great, and people are just upping it.
Watch Derek. He'll let it hang out. He's not afraid to get that F-body Camaro sideways. The Catfish
Camaros. Great starter platform if you want to go fast. And contrary to popular belief, they also do turn, as we're witnessing now on the screen.
As you just saw, there was that Porsche Cayman, followed by Greg Benucci's Lotus Exige, which is an animal of a car.
That thing does some unbelievable stuff. Light and powerful, man. It's a great combination. Here we are, back on board, I think in the S2000?
No, this is Derek Shard.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I see him in the bottom.
In the Forge Line BMW, he runs an E36. I think he's actually right behind I believe it's his dad, or his uncle. One of the two, that Shard family, they're... Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, I think they're side by side in the keyhole.
Oh, too wide in keyhole. That should be an interesting race out. Who got the better angle and who can get a draft off of that Mustang in front?
Yeah, I believe that is Christopher Williams ahead of Jeff Wood. So, yeah, that's a battle for the lead right there.
Coming into the braking zone, looks pretty good. Turning in. Car looks planted, nothing wiggling too much. Little bit of correction. Looks good, gained some position.
Oh,
yellow flag is out. We have a GTS 4 car. Looks mechanically disabled in the chicane. No issues to report other than the stopped car. Don't see any body damage, don't see any smoke, so it may have just been a mechanical incomplete.
That's unfortunate.
The racers are now past the yellow flag, and we have Kent leading the CMC cars back out onto the backstretch, headed towards Thunder Valley.
So the top three are right there. You got Owens, Wright, and Long. And Long's third gen Camaro just really makes me want to grow out a mullet, I swear. I mean, that thing is gorgeous.
Going into the braking zone, looks like Long's going to go on the inside here, inside of Derek, inside of Ken. Is he going to get a nose in? Oh, side by side through Menace. Little bit of a lockup. Looks like he had to bail. That's some good heads-up racing.
Wow, that aggressive but calculated.
Yeah, you got to try and take that door. if you can, but if it closes, you got to bail out and prevent any type of calamity from happening. You know, my father always says you got to finish your race to win it. So if you throw it away halfway through, you're definitely not going to win. So,
yes, sure. And Kent's up front just laughing his head off, saying, "You guys go ahead and battle. I'm going to run away with it."
Put some extra distance on the competition.
Yes, for sure. Back into Jeff Wood's car, trying to see the distance to him to Chris Williams. I think he's got a draft. Got quite a.
Is he going to dive a nose on the inside?
I don't.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to stay in line.
Yeah.
A little bit of correction there. Running out the whole track, though. Looking pretty good.
This is interesting to watch, though, because Wood and Williams are both very, very experienced drivers. Chris Williams campaigning a Spec Miata for years.
It looks like we have a safety car on the track, likely to go get that GTS 4 car. So the drivers will go around the safety car and then continue their race on the other side. And we have CMC still in the same positions, I believe, as they come through Keyhole.
Yep, that is correct. So we got Owens, Wright, and Long, and 1, 2, 3. And I believe that is Bob Benton in 4th. Let me get a check on that.
GTS 4, looks like they're mixing it up with some of the other ST cars. That should be some good traffic and a good battle to watch as we see another braking zone here for Madness out of CMC. A little more tame there. Cars have a little bit more distance. No one tried to throw a nose inside, and they go over Madness without issue.
I stand corrected. David out in that lone F-body number 12. With Fassler about to overtake him. Now, it's very interesting with this multi-class style racing, where when he's going to overtake him, because he has to be patient, otherwise not cause an incident.
Yeah, he has a lot of power that he commands, so he has to find a good spot to get out. All right, so we're back in the BMWs with a close battle there. And as they come into the...
That's turn 6.
Thank you.
Oh, I think our camera's sliding away.
Oh, yep. Oh. Well, we can watch some good hand control nonetheless as we watch him work through.
Now this is awesome.
Inside, John Davis going inside on CMC, right behind the S2000 of Jeff, and I think that is going to be a good battle. Unfortunately, Ryan's going to have to get around this CMC car to catch back up to that pack of ST5 drivers. And this is where some of that cooperation we talked about on stage. You see that CMC car dives wide left, giving Ryan a chance to come in. There's no sense in racing out of class. You're just going to slow both of you guys down and not catch the other class. So that's some good cooperation out of the NASA family.
Yes, that's a good point, Chris. That is
ST5 comes in under turn 1.
Yeah, here we go. ST5 there. Ooh, that's a nice tight little battle there. Yeah, there we are. So Jeff Stutler in the lead, Jonathan Davis in second, Ryan Power in third. Oh,
just
wide.
Yeah, a little bit wide. Is that going to give Davis a chance to catch up? It does. Can he do anything with it as they come through Keyhole? Inside. Safety car. No passing, so there's good.
But they're passing incident. He's setting him up.
Oh, man. Jonathan Davis is right on the draft for Jeff Stutler. This is going to be a great battle going into Madness. We're going to have to see how they go. Now, in the NASA CCR, drivers are allowed one move to effectively block. 2 moves would be too many, so we'll have to watch as Jeff either goes mid-track or outside, and Jonathan Davis gets to pick the line he wants to run.
And as stated earlier, there's Charging Charlie Yalmaz in his Spec E46 that he campaigns in Super Touring 5. This is a pretty new car for him.
Yeah, he's been having some drama with that car, but persevering nonetheless. So we're on board with Ryan Power as Jonathan Davis is also pushing on Jeff Stutler in the ST5 battle for pole. And it looks like Stutler got a little bit ahead, so let's see if he makes that same little bobble in the bus stop to give Ryan and Jonathan a chance to catch up.
Yeah, this is a fantastic race.
Yeah, this is a great battle. A lot of aero on these cars. That's a good thing to talk about on some of these class rules. ST has a lot of options, so if you're worried about where your car will class out, chances are there is a fit for it in ST.
That's a good point, because that's one of the best things about NASA is the fact that with a lot of series, you have to build a car to a rule book. For NASA, you can build what you got, and then you'll end up somewhere and you'll be racing with someone.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity, and weight can make you go up and down. Horsepower restrictors can make you go up and down. Heck, even this year, tire compounds can make you go up and down.
Yeah.
Depending on if you choose a Toyo or a Hoosier or a Maxxis or maybe a 200 tread wear tire. That'll let you run a bit more power the less tread wear you go.
Oh, here we go. So Kent's got a little bit of a gap, but long is all over right. And we got GTS, is that 4 or 5?
GTS 4.
GTS 4 rounding up through there. Joe Magalotti in that beautiful vintage green Porsche.
That car is beautiful. And we have American Iron coming through here now?
Spec Iron.
Spec Iron.
I love this class. And look at him. Making those glorious 5.0 noises.
4 5.0s in a row. Is that a 20-0?
I don't know. I struggle with math.
It's definitely a pack of coyotes. All right, as they disappear over crest, we follow back up with them in Madness. Looks uneventful through that fast right-hander. Over crest again. Coming under Honda Bridge, and it looks like everyone is driving a pretty clean race, and no one is bobbling, giving the competition a chance to catch up.
Let's see.
Beautiful aerial view of Mid-Ohio, way up there. We're looking at Thunder Valley now, and it looks like we have a car off on the inside at Thunder Valley. And we join back up with the ST5 group.
Oh, that's a battle right there. So the 94 of David Shard is in the lead with Jeff Stutler and Jonathan Davis both catching up to him in Super Touring 5. Oh, here we go, 3 wide.
3 wide into Madness with an out-of-class car. It'll be interesting to see how Davis plays this. He probably has the better line here and can push the competition out, but it looks like the power of that S2000 is going to come in handy here.
Yeah, that F-Series engine versus a MB Miata engine that has a supercharger on it. Yeah, it's an interesting combination, but the F-Series, not this time.
Yeah, that Miata does really good out of the hole, but struggles a little bit up top, and you could almost say the exact opposite about the S2000, but it looks like that extra power on the straight has won supreme today.
Well, David, he just needs to put his head down and just hit his marks and just try to drive away in that beautiful Forge Line BMW.
And it looks like Derek has moved up quite a few places as this race has gone on. I believe he is sitting in P1 up from P4, so that is quite a good start for him.
Yeah, good for him. He's kind of new to the wheel-to-wheel environment, and it's been really interesting to see his progress. Now we have Jeff Wood here again. Chris Williams just ahead. And they are, let's look. Oh, there we go. Chris Williams is in the lead. Jeff Wood's second, so that's a battle. Yes.
Battle for P1. All right, coming back through under turn 1. Oh, woo. All right, we have some mixed class racing here again as we have kind of almost one of everything on screen now, and it looks like the higher powered, what was that, M3?
Yeah, that is a Super Touring 4 or a GTS car. I get confused sometimes.
Apologies to that live stream viewers as we're not up on everyone in the class, but we will try and keep covering the action as we see it unfold. All right, we are back, and we are back looking at the BMW of Keith Niswanda, that AccuSeal car I was talking about earlier. A little bit of a temporary front end on that car. Seems to be doing okay as he is healthily ahead of some of the other BMWs. And ST5 coming back over Madness, and it looks like we don't have a position change, but we do have some mixed class traffic coming up, so we'll have to watch that battle as we continue. Look at the RPMs on that dashboard.
Oh, man.
He is just living it. Oh,
did you see that?
Living a little too much at 6,000 RPM.
Oh, that's one of my favorite corners around this track. Turn 6, it has to be my favorite because it's such a brush and you just throw the car in there. But turn 11, turn 1, it's so fast.
Yeah, I think as much as it still, makes my throat go, or my stomach go up into my throat, I still love that dive into Thunder Valley. You come over crest, it's blind, you just have your foot in it, full throttle, and you are just hoping the track is there. And it never moves, but you don't know what's on the other side. So that's one of the most fun, exciting, and tense areas of the track.
Well, that's when you really need to have your eyes set on the corner just as you turn in. So you see a yellow. You might want to be checking up very quickly.
Looks like we have some GTS4 action here as they work through some of the slower traffic.
Ooh,
Cutting in on the inside.
Is Joe going to set up a run?
It looks like he might be trying, but I think that boxer slowed him down a little bit.
Ooh, he's right on him.
Aerial view here. You can see the very bright green car going to pass under our screen now.
That's a battle for the lead as well. And it's kind of interesting to see the different dynamics between the two cars. Yeah, they're both Porsche 911s, but you know, one is only slightly newer than the other one by about 20-something years.
We have an incident in spec iron. At least one spec iron call. It looks like it might have not been too much contact, as much as maybe just lost track control. I don't see any significant damage on our live stream or debris on track, so that will give the rest of the pack a chance to catch up, as we are about to have a position change. Why don't you run us through who's in 1, 2, 3 when they cross the finish line?
Will do. I don't think Chris has lost a lot of time, but yes, he's definitely lost a couple positions. That's unfortunate. We're definitely getting real staggered here with who is where. They have a spec iron car and a CMC car. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is the battle for the lead.
Oh, there's
CMC.
a push on that.
Oh! Now it's Owens, Long, and Wright.
Yeah.
With Algazzini still sitting back there. Maybe he's just waiting for some drama to happen.
The red Camaro definitely gained a position here. It was giving Ken a run for his money. We'll see what happens as we enter Thunder Valley. As we enter Madness.
This is going to be fun.
Looks like Kent is holding mid-track, giving him a chance on the outside, but as mentioned earlier...
What happened?
Where's our race control?
So, okay, so yeah, there's Derek Shart and Ryan Power. Oh, there's Jeff Stutler ahead of Ryan. Oh, something must have happened to Jonathan. He's back and forth now.
All right, we'll get a little bit of tracking here as we see GTS4 come around on, what is that, ST5, I think, so they're going to work their way through that little bit of slower traffic. That'll put a little bit of a gap on these 911s, I think, as they're going to work hard to get around the S2000?
No, that is NC Miata. That's Charlie Baruz. Yeah, look at that Porsche fly. That's a gorgeous car. I love it.
Both of them. I could watch just those two cars all day just battle.
I don't even need to see them. I'll just listen to them.
All right, coming in to Madness again. It looks like a pretty considerable gap between the 911s, but they're getting caught up and more. And on the inside. Wow, good pass, but slowed down, bunching GTS4 back up. So we'll have a good battle there. What's the result of CMC as they cross the finish line here so far? What are our standings after that little bit of drama there in Madness?
Oh, you're talking about spec iron? So now Jeff Wood is in the lead after Chris Williams had his little off. Jeff Fate in second, and Williams has gone back to third, which is still on the podium, but I know he wants to win.
Don't we all? It looks like Ryan Powers popped back up to Jeff, going for a move on the outside as they also come through Madness.
Oh, he's there.
He's got a good line on the inside. It's going to be an opportunity for a pass, and I think he might just get around.
He doesn't get it.
Can we cut over to Thunder Valley and see the conclusion of that action?
They're going to be coming into the picture here shortly. So there's Derek Shart in front. There's Stutler. There's Power. There's Brian Fassler on the inside of Power there. Ooh, he had to back out of it.
All right, so we don't have a position change, but that's some good racing going over that crest.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's Owens, Long, and there's Wright.
All right, so that's not a position change, but a little bit of lost track time, I believe. And, looks like Jonathan Davis is
he's back
in the group. Good job catching up, Jonathan.
You can't get rid of Jonathan. He's always there.
I love the story on that Miata. That is a Miata that shouldn't be an SC5 that hangs in there so well. Jonathan is such a talented driver, a lot of background with Miatas, and he just puts that car in places it doesn't make sense, and it holds.
Well, if you ever hang out with him off the track, he doesn't say much. He just does his talking on the track.
That way he doesn't reveal any of his secrets. Unlike my blabbery mouth, which just keeps going all weekend.
You and me both.
All right, I see a little bit of tire smoke entering Thunder Valley, but I don't see a car off, so it could have just been a lockup as Kent's trying to maintain some speed through there. Oh, we might have had a position change at the front of CMC.
Oh yeah, we did. We did. Long pulls it off, but this race is only 24 minutes in. We got 10 minutes to go.
And it looks like Ryan Power's making another charge on the S2000. If we can cut back over to Thunder Valley, that's going to be a great ST5 over Crest.
Well, they're gonna be coming into this shot here shortly.
Yeah, let's hold it on this camera. We'll see what we can see.
Oh, I think Davis got around Power.
Davis gets around Power, goes for a run on Jeff. Oh, Jeff's in traffic.
Oh, he's in traffic. He's bogged up. Trying to see the colors here. Oh, Power's trying to dive under.
3 wide through the carousel. I think the white flag has
the
just
white flag
dropped.
is out. Wow.
As they come through. Oh, nice. Power has held off Jonathan, but they are both in it. Jonathan has a better line into turn 1 as we see Jeff starting to eke out a comfortable lead on Ryan Power.
They got that CMC car, and Jeff's going to use him as a pick.
Yes, indeed. Let's see how CMC finishes. Kent is looking for a run around the outside here. He might be trying an over-under.
Yeah, he's going to try to set up a nice late apex that maximizes speed down the straight.
A lot of drafting opportunity. Keith putting his nose in there.
Being respectful.
Man, it just looks like that Camaro is singing its way away on the straights here. Going for a pass on the inside of the box there. That is going to slow him up. That is not a great line to have on the last lap with your competition right before you on a preferred line through madness.
David Sharp still out in front of Jeff Stutler.
So we're currently looking at Sharp P1, Stutler P2, and it's going to be a battle between Power and Jonathan Davis for P3. That's going to be a good battle to watch on these last couple of sections as they are nose to tail in traffic.
Checker is about to fly, and it does for Brian Fassler.
Brian Power on board will be great to follow for the conclusion of this race. Punked behind a GTS 4 car, I believe, as they come through Thunder Valley. Little bit of late break for the carousel here.
Have here. Oh, 3 wide entering turn 4.
And it looks like we have maybe Fossler on the outside of the carousel. Yellow flag condition, not going to allow anybody to pass for the final turn of the race. Power bringing up P3, managing to keep Davis away at P4.
Robert Collins is spun in the carousel, but he has continued on.
Okay, he has got back in under his own way as he also comes across the line to take the checkered flag.
We have a mighty battle in Spec Iron here for, I believe,
so this should be the last of the pack here coming through Thunder Valley. I don't see much slow traffic or much side-by-side driving, so we'll watch for them out of the carousel to come over the start-finish line. GTS 4 at an exciting conclusion. They are nose to tail taking checkered flag.
Here we go.
Good battle
this is for
there.
second place. It's got Fate, Williams, Burnett, Scott. There we go. That's your top 5. Wood, Fate, Williams, Burnett, Scott.
And what an exciting conclusion to the end of that race. The last lap always being the most dramatic. As that M3 comes across the line and STU. Spec Iron finishes us out, and what a great race with Thunder here with NASA Great Lakes at Mid-Ohio. A lot of drama, no pile-ups. That's about as perfect as a race can go. A lot of good side-by-side racing. No one wrecking into anybody. One disabled car, giving a lot of opportunity to bunch the pack back up with that yellow, and we have had a great race this afternoon.
Oh, awesome. That was fun. I can't wait for the next one. Here in, what, about 2 hours' time?
Yep, in 2 hours' time.
You're going to be in it. So.
I will be in it in the red Miata versus the green Miata, except there'll be about 100 red Miatas and 100 green Miatas in the session, so you have to look for us at the back.
Yeah, and you guys will just be separated. Well, Hopefully not too much on the track, though. I want you guys to give us a nice fight to watch.
Yeah, we'll keep it very close. We have the Lightning race is going to be exciting. Normally, the ST5 cars that were running with Thunder are running with Lightning on a traditional day, which means Lightning grouping should be way closer this afternoon, and you're going to have some extremely tight racing as a lot of the cars are going to be on very similar pace, save for maybe the Thunder Roadsters.
And we actually do have a good Thunder Roadster field here today. So
excellent growing field for the NASA Great Lakes region. Thunder Roadsters, I think they're up to 13.
That's pretty solid. They always put on a good show too, and they like to slide around like the CMC cars.
Yes, I love Thunder racing side-by-side battles. Those guys all paddock together every event. They all know everybody. Everyone is friends. At any given weekend, you can see parts from one car going on another and vice versa. Everyone is super nice, just like Spec Miata here with NASA Great Lakes. That's another really dense field that we're going to see in Lightning.
Yeah, we're going to have a huge field. And we also have a special event going on here with Spec MX5 joining us. They typically run their own independent championship, but their cars, I want to say that they have 18 of them, but yeah, they will definitely make things interesting as either being part of traffic or their own race.
I will grab us the Lightning grid so we can give you guys a little bit of a preview, and then we will talk with Jay Andrew about upcoming events later in the year, as well as our live streaming campaign. This has been new for NASA. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed us. We'll continue to get better. We're in a little bit of a beta mode here, but we're excited to talk to Jay and the vision that we have for the rest of the year. All right, for Lightning, a little bit of a preview. We have 11 Thunder Roadster cars, 15 Spec MX5s, a couple of DQs, so we'll see who makes it out. And then the Spec Miata field on my screen, it spans 2 pages. I believe that is an even 20 Spec Miata racers that'll be out there. 4 944s, and the 944s will be doing an inverted grid for the start of the race today, so watch for a lot of action there in Madness.
They just like to make things interesting on purpose, don't they?
Yes, and then yours truly will be bringing up the rear here with Stuart Lemons on pole and Chris Armbruster P2 for ST6, and then Spec E30 behind us. Now, Spec E30s and ST6, very closely matched cars, so we're excited to see how that battle works as we look for almost a 5-car battle there, but again, we'll try to be cooperative with the traffic.
How'd you let Stu beat you up like that?
New tires, man, I'm not used to them. But I'm going to get used to them here pretty quick. I got my first set of sticker Toyos on the car that I've ever had. Previously a Hoosier car, but we had some rule changes this year for 2022, going back to finding a way to run a car wherever you want it, rather than try and spend thousands of dollars on power or thousands of dollars on suspension. You can ballast up or down, change tires, and go for it. So this will be my first weekend on a 225 Toyo instead of a 225 Hoosier. And it is an adjustment, but I hope to give Stuart a good run for his money.
Well, I hope you do too, for our sake. Just don't beat and bang on each other.
Well, I'll try not to. Oh, there's Stuart's car on camera. I don't know if this is still feeding as the HPD. Let's just give Stuart Lemons a shout out while I can. We had a HBD3 driver break an axle on track. He gave her the keys to his car to go out there and run laps today so that she wouldn't have to miss out on her classroom time. That's just the kind of family that we have here at NASA Great Lakes. And I really can't stress it enough. If you're watching the live feed and you want to get involved and you're excited to get a car on track, come do it. We have a spot for every level of skill. We have a spot for every type of car. And you can just have a great time, build great friendships. You'll go to people's weddings that you meet at NASA. That's the kind of family that we have here. All right, we got Jay sitting down with us. We're going to do a little interview to talk through the rest of the year here. Jay, next event is Gingerman, yes?
Gingerman.
Tell us about what you plan to do for filming and what you are looking forward to at Gingerman.
Are we on camera here?
Yeah, you're
all right.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Okay. We have an exciting rest of the season. We're just getting started. This event at Mid-Ohio is pretty exciting because it's kind of one of the biggest events we've had since, our dealing with COVID and everything involved with that. So I think people are excited and getting back to the track. And the rest of the season is looking good. We're still kind of sorting out what our broadcast schedule will be. And we, like you said, next month, our next event is at Gingerman. And we don't think we're doing a broadcast there. We're pretty certain we're going to do one at Pit Race. Pit Race is the end of June, third week in July. And it's a crossover with Mid-Atlantic, so we get to have a big event with those drivers from the Mid-Atlantic region, and so it's just a good opportunity to get everybody on camera in the live broadcast at a 2-region event. So that's our next one for sure. We're still fine-tuning the season. We'll announce that as we go, but. Like we talked about, this is our pilot. This is our pilot show this weekend, and we still have some bugs that we're ironing out, and we still have some additional features to add, and kind of fine tune some of our graphics and things like that. But I don't know. This is our pilot with all of our new equipment, and I don't know about you guys, but I was pretty impressed with the video quality and that part of it, which was the hardest part to kind of figure out. That was the hardest part of this equation, and I think we're heading in the right direction. I watched some of the comments on Facebook, and it looked like we had some really good positive comments. Everybody liked it, so I think we're at the beginning of doing something pretty cool.
Yeah, and this event will be recorded and captured, so everyone can watch it later. So if you missed the live stream now or are just tuning in now and want to go back to watch the race, that's always an option, as you'll have that event or that whole post linked. So go to the NASA Great Lakes Facebook page, send your friends there, share the link. It'll work after we sign off.
That's right. Yeah, we are doing 2 segments today for the one segment for the Thunder race, and then we'll watch time trial as well, and then we'll go off the air and then come back on about 15 minutes before the Lightning race is the schedule for today. But I'd just like to thank you guys for awesome job, and Chris for filling in. We had another announcer planned, and he wasn't able to make it. He had some personal challenges come up, so thanks, Chris, for filling in. You did a good job. Nolan's first time in the booth doing this too, like so this. I don't know. I was really impressed with you guys. I had fun watching. Like I say, the comments on Facebook were positive too. They wanted to see more camera of you guys announcing in the booth, so maybe we can work that into the the broadcast throughout the race. But
I don't think
a lot of me going as we go. Yeah, it was very fun. Looking forward to seeing some more streams. Looking forward to driving here next, and hopefully I'll give you something fun to talk about. That's passing and winning, and not wrecking and crashing.
Well, Jay, the big question is, when are you going to get back into a car?
When am I going to get back into a car? I'm hoping next month at Gingerman. My Mustang is it needs a little work here and there. It was making some noises the end of last season. I just haven't had time to work on it. This NASA region is my full-time job, and it takes a lot of time and commitment, which I enjoy. The people of this region and everybody I work with it's one of the best jobs a person could have. But work comes first, play comes second. I'm hoping over the next 4 weeks to get my car up and running. We have a 6-hour trek race at Gingerman.
And are you doing comp school again?
And we are doing a comp school on Friday at Gingerman next month. And we've got a big comp school lined up. I think I saw, 13 signed up already, and I know a lot more will sign up this month for that comp school. So we had a big comp school this spring at NCM, and I don't know, people just keep coming up through our HBD system and getting into racing through our comp school program, and it's pretty exciting. But yeah, so no, anyway, I hope to have my car back on track. It'll happen. Just need to have a little time.
Well, Chris, you should have known that they had comp school at Gingerman because Rick's going through it.
Oh, yeah.
Rick
Good shout
Young.
out to Rick and some of our other racing friends going to comp school. I'm super excited to keep growing the ST5 and 6 field with some of those cars. And for those of you who don't know, and maybe watching the stream, I run the ST5 and 6 for the NASA Great Lakes region. So if you're maybe HPD 3, 4, and you're watching this and you want some help or direction on where to go with your car as you finish out the HPD program and consider comp school or TT, come find me. I'll be at my paddock with the flag up for ST56, and I am more than happy to help talk through a quality build or where to spend your money or time or whatever it is. Just come hit me up.
Sounds good, Chris. Chris has a lot of background and experience with his car that he races and the cars in his class, and is really good at giving feedback and input to his drivers. And that's what a lot of the group leaders do in NASA, is just help their drivers to go faster. Everybody wants good competition, and sometimes the only way to do that is to coach your fellow racers and with their skill set and setting up their cars. And close racing is fun racing.
Got that right. Chris and I did plenty of that.
Yes, we did. Nolan got me really fast. Now I'm passing that down the line to the next upcoming class and trying to get them going really fast. I think that's it. I think that signs off for our episode here. No time trial coming up. That's it for me then. So
Well, you gotta
adios.
get
I'm going to
ready.
go prepare to go race. I'll see you out there in an hour or so. And thanks, Internet. Thanks, Jay. And thanks, Nolan. That was super fun. I hope to do it again.
I'm glad you came to the rescue. You certainly helped me.
All
out a
right,
lot.
Chris.
See you guys.
Good luck. We'll see you in an hour or so.
They can't have dead air. No.
Okay, up next we are doing
Well,
we're doing our time trial segment, and
let's see. We have HBD 3 out currently, so that's what you're hearing in the background. Another one of those sessions that features maybe some slightly aggressive actual race cars. You see a C8 Corvette there. That's just a street car. C5. And actually, Jay, talk about the Toyota Supra program that Toyota does with NASA.
yeah, this is a really cool opportunity for NASA and Toyota customers. So Toyota, let's see, last year, the end of 2020, Toyota teamed up with NASA, and when a Toyota customer buys a Supra and now a GR86, and what's the new one, Nolan? The
Corolla really fast.
the
hatch.
three-cylinder
hatch.
hatch, the Corolla GS also. So if somebody purchases any of those 3 Toyota products, they get a free NASA membership for a year, plus a single free track day at any NASA event across the country. And what's really cool with that is it's introducing more people into our sport, and they keep advancing through our system too. So we've had about 35% of Toyota drivers that have started with us in our introductory program that have continued through our HPD program.
Yeah.
And some of them are even talking about racing. So I don't know, it's been a really powerful program for both NASA and Toyota, and we will be doing this all through this year, and I'm guessing Toyota will continue to do it with us next year as well.
Well, I hope so. It seems like their marketing plan has actually been fairly successful, because it seems like every time we have one of these events here at Ginger, wherever, you see the Super now do this. So it's nice to see those cars in general. Good looking cars. So yeah.
They are. They perform really well. I had the opportunity to drive some of the Supras on track, and the car, I'm not going to say it drives itself, but it's very responsive. It's automatic. It's not a manual transmission, but it's in every gear that you want it to be at that moment. And the braking, the stock brakes, the ABS is fabulous. One of the things that happened when I was driving one, it has lane assist in the white line on the edge of the road. I'm in the braking zone of this corner, and I want to be right on the edge of the track, and it kept steering me over to the middle of the track.
Oh,
so
man.
I had to be aware of that a little bit. But anyway, just a fun car to drive.
How different is the Super from your Fox Body Mustang?
Very different.
I can imagine.
The Fox Body is a little raw and unrefined, and these new Supras are very smooth, very refined, very responsive. I mean, it's a street car versus a race car, so there's a difference there, but still a very impressive car to drive.
Oh, I'm sure. Jealous that you got to drive one.
So, yeah, I noticed this is our first event where in our HPD intro program with the Toyota GR drivers, there's quite a handful of the GR86. So that's the new one that came out. And I was checking them out, looking in the windows, and most of them are 6-speed manual transmissions. So
gotta save the manuals.
You gotta save the manual, and so it's I don't know, it's a cool car. Like to drive one of those too in the future.
But yeah, as for the on-track action, what we have now is HPD 3 is probably going to be finishing up with maybe next 5 to 10 minutes or so, and then we'll bring you some time trial action, which is it's competitive class that and you can compete against others based off of time and not position. You can hone your driving skills that way. Me personally, I actually did time trials for several years, probably it's a good time. I mean, it's not wheel-to-wheel racing, but it is a good time.
That's right. We have a pretty big time trial group that comes to all of our events, and those guys take it really seriously. There are some very competitive drivers, and they're skilled drivers because they came all the way up through our HPD program through advanced level 4 before they went to time trials, and they do some passing in time trial, and they're used to passing and used to being side by side. And a fastest lap in time trial isn't always while you're passing, but sometimes you need to get around a car, and they have the skill set to do that. There's quite a wide variety of cars that compete in time trial, and with that big variety of cars, they all work really well together on track, which is pretty cool too.
Well, it's essential too if you want to set a fast time, so they know what to do. They know what they need to do.
That's right. They have about 15 minutes track time to get the job done for that fast lap. And if you work together well, sometimes you just need to sacrifice one lap for one of your competitors, even for them to get a good lap. But then you get to set yourself up for a hot run at the start timing loop to get the best lap you can. A lot of times it happens in the second, third lap.
Yes.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
So some of the drivers they have in-car timers, and they know what their lap time is, and they think they have their best lap time. They might come in realizing that their tires have reached their maximum temperature. They got the best lap possible. They'll come in before the session's even over to save those tires in their car for the next run for an even better chance.
Well, when I drove in time trials, the thing I liked about it was if you were going to run that perfect lap, it took massive commitment in every corner, every braking zone, every input steering, and you're really right on the edge. That's if you're competing for the win, and you can use some of those skills to help you out if you want to go to wheel-to-wheel racing after that, like I did. I learned a lot from time trials.
Yeah, a lot of comparison for for time trial to wheel-to-wheel racing is a time trial session is like a qualifying session before a race. So that's what it. I personally have never competed in time trial. I've done qualifying for racing, which I think is very similar, but a lot of these time trial drivers do advance from time trial into racing, not like you did one after.
Yeah, sure. All I know is I'm stuck in here, and they're out there. I'm jealous of them.
I know, I am too. The sun is shining. The grass is green, as you can see on the video, and I don't know. The temperature is about perfect. I don't know what it is, but upper 60s, 70
Yeah, upper
degrees,
60s.
and really perfect track conditions at this great track.
It's it's a good temperature to out.
Right, not too hot.
No.
Right.
Well, and with the sun beating down on the track, it's keeping heat into the track, so tires are adhering to the track quite well. So we might see some really fast times. Although we had about two days of rain straight, so that pretty much washed all the rubber. But yeah, this track will get rubbered in pretty quick.
Yeah, we have a variety of cars that some are on really aggressive race rubber, and a lot are on street tires, so they're not putting down as much rubber. But knowing you're right, as the track gets seasoned by the cars putting rubber down and just cleaning off the track from the rain and past run groups, it should get faster and faster today. Just the weather just seems.
Much of this driving looks really great out there right now, and that comes from the instruction that you get through the NASA system. You gain that confidence in driving and knowing the rules, and you know how to that control build up. And yeah, as you can see right now, everybody's just playing nice, having a good time. Real spaced out.
They are. That's what I was noticing too. There's no real, quote unquote trains where get a whole line of cars who are stuck behind one person who just doesn't know there's a train of cars behind them and isn't pointing them by or giving them good passing opportunities. In this group that we're seeing now is HPD3, and the passing is pretty generous. They can pass pretty much wherever they want. Generally, they're still pointing people by, but I don't know. It just comes from the training. Being a heads-up driver and knowing to glance in your mirror and knowing who's behind you and who's around you and who's in front of you and who's faster and who's slower. And I don't know, it shows good results. These cars are really spaced out, and it looks like everybody's getting some nice clean laps. You always want a clean lap, but it's fun to have a car that you're not technically racing, but trying to keep up with to see how your skill set matches up to theirs. So it's nice to have some traffic, and with the variety of speeds of cars, there's a Corvette, and here, what's this, a E30 BMW?
Yeah,
it's
Garrett Urban's.
Yeah, it's fun to just have a faster car and pass slower cars, and even have a slower car and know there's a faster car coming up on you.
What a great shot, though. The nice thing about Mid-Ohio, I think most of us here call this place home, is it's so scenic, good vibe around it. Spent many years here as a spectator. Came to the NASA system, time trials, and then went wheel-to-wheel racing. But it's always a good time, whatever role you're doing here, to be at this track.
Yeah, I was just checking my schedule.
Coming up. Yeah.
Okay, so
and the checker is out on this.
There we go. Session. Okay. Oh, you know what? Was this that longer session?
I believe so. I believe now in HPD, what separates NASA's HPD system in this region from about anything else, unless you want to go to a super advanced racing, is that we do Jay, can you actually explain some of the drills that you do, like the 3 wide and all that?
Yeah, absolutely. Through our HPD program, a lot of times, even in HPD 1, 2, 3, 4, we have various drills that help drivers with their skill set and going fast, as well as just knowing what's around them. Earlier, when this group first went out, we did what was called a 3 wide drill. And what happens is there's they break the whole group into about 3 individual groups, and they break that group into half, and one half goes down the left side of the track, and the other half goes down the right side of the track. And one of the cars, the car that's in the back, then goes up the middle of the gap between all the cars that are in line, and then goes to the front. So what that does is it gives the car that's passing up the middle the ability to know where his car is in relation to the other cars around him. And they do this drill all the way around the track for 2 laps and over and over again, so they get to practice this. And I've done this before myself, and it feels like you're going about over 100 miles an hour, because you feel like this car beside you is so close. But it's kind of funny because the cars are actually going at a very controlled speed, probably 35 or 40 miles an hour. So it's a drill that feels very a little scary the first time you do it, but you're really going almost speeds that you would go on the normal roads, and going by cars that you would on the highway or something. So but what it does is it really makes you aware of the cars around you and where your car is positioned on the track. It's a lot of fun. It's when people are done with it, they're like high-fiving each other and letting each other know what a good time they had. Have you ever done any of those drills, or those were?
I've done some of those drills, but I think when I was in HBD, you guys hadn't developed that just yet. But no, it does look like a good rowdy time, that's for sure. Yeah.
All right, we have our drone back up in the air, and well, that's a good shot of the lake back there. From the track here, you don't always realize that scenic lake is back there, but it's just an awesome shot of this track and the scenery here. The elevation change.
We have time trial coming out, and they're on their pace lap. Now, you'll notice that they don't have a pace car. The pace car is the car that is the first car out, which would be the number 71 of Joe Kellerman in a TT1 Corvette. And time trials, this pace lap is imperative because you only have about maybe 3 or 4 flying laps put in a hot lap, and that really is based off of like how hot you can get your tires, building that grip up with your between the tires and the brakes, and just getting the car up to where you want it.
Yeah, just like in qualifying. I don't know. I personally, in a qualifying, accelerate and brake, and that helps warm the tires up. Just going at speed around the corners warms the tires up too. But it is critical to realize that the car and the tires aren't up to temp as soon as you get on track. It does take at least a lap to get them up, and then it's go time.
I have to stand corrected. I said that the lead car would be Joe Kellerman. It's actually the 110 of Andrew Lampe. Yeah, in time trials, it might not be as competitive per se as like wheel-to-wheel racing, but there is some serious equipment, or serious cars here, I should say. You see a white right? Just right. Stockage, suspension, maybe a slight power mod, or you can go all the way up to Brian Fassler's TTU Mustang. That is just out of this world.
It is. I don't think we saw Brian Fassler Unlimited last Thunder race. I think he's taken a break on trial. this weekend. He sent me an email earlier saying they wanted to move their registration to a future event for time trial, but the Fesslers built a really good car and always put on a good show.
If you haven't been out to one of our events, Ryan is the son of Paul, who has another 65
Yeah,
Mustang.
his 65 Mustang is.
The thing sounds like a spaceship taking off.
It does. I think it's a aluminum block 427 with I don't know if it's one or two turbos on the thing, but
it's got all the turbos.
It's got a lot of power, and what's cool about that car is not only watching it, but if you ever have the opportunity to look under the hood and just see the craftsmanship that those guys put into their cars and the amount of hours it takes to do that, it's phenomenal. All right, we're seeing some lap times now. If another way to watch or keep track of what the position of the cars are, there's an app called Race Hero. That's what we use for live timing and scoring. I have the app on my phone. You can use it on your computer and watch live time. But what do we have? We have over 20 cars in time trial competing today.
There are currently 13 out on track right now. So sometimes once the temperature starts rising, we set the hot. I think that's what they got. I don't think that's what seat time.
I know. I don't understand that mentality for me personally. I mean, I'm here. I've spent all the energy and travel to get here. I want to drive as many laps on this wonderful track as I can.
We just saw the number 2 of Robert Ellis in his S2000. Robert used to be like a sponsored rally driver back in the 70s.
Oh, was he that big? I didn't even realize that. He's done a lot.
He's lived an interesting life if you talk to him.
Yeah, he has quite a few cars he competes. He has Miata. He competes in Spec Miata. I think he had something going on with that car, so he has his S2000 here.
Well, his son, Duncan, another story here is the 778 and TT5 wheelman. Still, he used to be agent, but then he's moved up to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and he's made something up like a 12-hour trek to get here.
Yeah, that is a hike.
Yeah,
from
brutal.
Minnesota. Yeah, that's a long drive. That's a pretty big commitment.
It's good to see him here though. He's good fun to watch.
Yeah, he's in TT5. Looks like he's in first position. What's his best lap time? 140.5 in time trial 6. I'm sorry, TT5. Second place in TT5 right now is Bill Kowalski Barrera. I always have a hard time pronouncing his last name.
Yeah.
But good guy, one of our instructors. A lot of the time trial drivers also instruct our HPD 1 and 2 beginner drivers as well.
Oh yeah, Bill's a great guy. I think if he smiled any longer, I'd start calling him Big Mouth. He's always got a big grin on his face.
He does. So what do we got? Our TT1 drivers, Joe Kellerman and Dylan Gerding. Dylan, that's a new name for me, but they're TT1. They are not out at the moment. Our TT2 leader, Andrew Lamping, looks like he's pitted with a top running time of 46. TT3, Eric Benedict, looks like he's in too. Looks like he's finished with a 138.213. And TT4, David Fletcher, looks like he's still out there with his best lap time, a 143.77. I don't see him out on track, but Paul Rady is running his Mustang in TT4. He's our chief of grid, and we always call him Fancy Pants because he has these very colorful golf pants that he wears, and everybody knows him by his colorful golf pants. It's pretty funny guy. Yeah, and we already went over TT5. The competitors in TT6 is first place is Missy Davis. She has a Miata, doesn't?
Yeah. That I had here.
Really?
Yeah. All those years ago, she's still out there.
That's great. I know she took a break for a couple of years, and
she might have got.
Oh my gosh, she did. It still hasn't switched positions on time scoring yet.
I think he just ran his first lap, and he's run a 53-1.
Good for you, Rick.
I was gonna comment the three. Saturday after toy ride.
He must like the wind in his hair or something.
No.
Wind resistant. I would think that would be second. Seems like it would definitely be a disadvantage. Probably more fun at the same time. I imagine there's something fun about racing.
Oh, Missy just improved her time to 55. Still not besting Rick, but she's getting. Team PMA, that's a heck of a. Team owner Marlon Sumlin recently lost his wife to cancer, and she was a force around this series. They've been a force around many series. Some professional. Racing, so yeah, and Marlon's doing and a lot of tributes to Lori, which is totally deserved. She was a great person. And I don't know who's in the car right now because he's Chris Lowe's.
Yeah, between Marlon. Our vantage point, we can't really tell who. I don't know. They have the Force livery on the car. I don't think we've seen it. They've got a little, really cool little B-spec.
Yeah.
Deuce. That car has seen a lot of laps at a lot of tracks. It's always fun to watch.
Yeah, there's Rick Young. Well, he was on the screen. He in fastest lap in time 6 at a 152.3. Go, way to go, Rick. I mean, that's good for him.
Like the checker is out for the time trial session. This is a shorter session. They only get 15 minutes, but they get 5 sessions a day to set the best lap. Drivers, like we said. So that's the session to show their skills to develop the best lap time.
Yeah, plenty of storylines in time trial. I really, even though they're not competing for a position, I really just like to watch these guys drive and see, how on the edge that they are. Yeah, right there's Martin. Doesn't have his top up. He's going for a joyride. Right behind Bill. Bill, I competed against several time trial events. Went back in the old TTE days, and then when we switched to 6. But yeah, that car has been an evolution of the original TT/TT6 car, and now he's built it into a TT5 car that looks like a lot of fun. It's a good-looking car.
It is. I really like it. Really makes that thing look sharp. I was admiring it in the paddock today.
And he goes through 6. Now they're on their cool-down lap. Now, usually on your cool-down lap, what you want to do is just drive at maybe 50-60% pace and go around the corner where you don't have to use the brakes. Let the car cool down because you don't want it to rapidly cool. Yeah. So then now that time trials is over, we got the lightning race, and this is gonna be a tough race to call. There's always a lot of action in these races. Not that there wasn't that much action in the Thunder race as we saw. That was great. But for the lightning race, lots of good competition, good competitive drivers, lots of storylines between young drivers like 13-year-old Corbin Collins. Now that's a heck of a story there.
Yeah, that is one of our youngest drivers competing. He is the youngest driver competing. So now the time trials is over. We're going to wrap up this session of the live podcast, and we invite everybody to come back online for our lightning race.
We got another HVD group.
We will, we'll start. We'll be back live at about 4:15, just before our lightning race.
Yeah, that is correct.